Hello, my name is Sister Mary Bosco Davis, and I am happy to share with you my first set of book reviews. These books will focus on the genre realistic fiction. Realistic fiction includes stories that, while not telling events which actually occurred, do relate stories which could happen. My feature text is Blackout by John Rocco. Blackout tells a story about a family living in a city, busy at their computers and phones, when the electricity suddenly fails, casting the whole city into darkness. The family discovers ways to enjoy one another's company in the darkness, such as telling stories and watching the stars from the rooftops. This book is a Caldecott winner and can be used at many grade levels. Its illustrations take the form of a colorful storyboard, making it easy for students as young as 1st or 2nd grade to follow along. My first lesson plan involves language arts for a 5th grade classroom, focusing on the research process. After reading Blackout, the students will separate into small groups and discuss how the blackout affected the characters. Were they frightened? How did they see? Does the story remind you of anything you may have learned about in history? Each group will then be given a modern invention, such as a washing machine or microwave, and research how it was developed and affected daily life. They will present their findings in a graphic presentation similar to that of Blackout, using the tool Storyboard That. The class will print their narratives, compiling them into a book to be used as an aid for future research projects. This lesson fulfills a standard of the Indiana Department of Education, as does the next lesson. This lesson focuses on geography for a 2nd grade classroom, particularly on differences in various communities, such as between a rural suburb and downtown of a city. After reading Blackout, the students will divide into groups and discuss their reactions if the lights were to suddenly turn off. How would they feel? Frightened? Can they see? How would they solve this problem? The students will then brainstorm about various activities they can do to alleviate their fear of the darkness. Using the tool Canva, each group will organize their ideas in the form of a poster, which they will then present to the kindergarten class. There are so many realistic fiction books, one being Owl Moon, which tells the story of a boy who goes hunting for owls with his father, learning to be gentle and brave. The illustrations portray a crisp winter atmosphere. This book is a Caldecott winner and wonderful for grades 1 through 5. Another realistic fiction story is Last Stop on Market Street, the winner of the Caldecott, Newbery, and Coretta Scott King Awards. A young boy rides a bus with his grandma in this story, observing the various passengers as they make their way to the soup kitchen. The illustrations are simple and would work well in grades 1 through 3. The Relatives Came is an exciting account of a rambunctious family from Michigan who visits their relatives while they wait for the grapes to ripen back home. A Caldecott winner, this book's lengthy sentences make it perhaps more appropriate for grades 2 through 6. One of my favorite stories is Make Way for Ducklings, also a Caldecott winner. This delightful book follows a family of ducks as they disrupt traffic in Boston, Massachusetts, in search for a home. The lengthy sentences, again, would be more easily read by older students, but various learning activities could be used from this text for younger grades. The city of Boston is home to a statue of ducks in honor of this classic story. The Dump Man's Treasures, winner of the Independent Publishers Award, tells about a man who works at a dump. He collects the books people thoughtlessly throw away and gives them to the children of the town. With colorful illustrations that serve almost as a search and find book, this book would be wonderful for grades 1 through 3. My last 2 selections are chapter books, appropriate for late middle school and early high school due to the more complicated storylines and more mature content. Al Capone Does My Shirts tells the story of a family who has moved to Alcatraz and the adventures of the son and his friends as they strive to help his sister, who struggles with autism, enter school. Hope Was Here follows a young girl who moves to a new town and helps in a diner. She witnesses how food brings people together and learns to live in the moment as she helps a man dying of cancer run for mayor of the town. These were both awarded the Newbery Honor. Thank you for journeying with me through these books, and I look forward to our next critique. God bless you.